Alrighty. Welcome back, everybody, to the Arcade of Fun. We're going to do our fourth game of Jeopardy Platinum Edition for the Game Boy, in which so far I've managed to win $83,150. Let's see if we can win more. Maybe we can break $100,000 in just 4 games? Let's find out. Hopefully we can. I should take on Mike this game. Let's look at the categories. We are going to deal with flowers, theater, the body human, literary characters, state symbols, and Canada. How about the body human for 100? Cementum is the hard, bony outer layer of tissue that covers the roots of these. What are teeth? The body human for 200. It's the term for a narrow tube or passageway like the auditory and alimentary. What is a canal? The body human 300. Four neck veins, 2 internal veins, and 2 external veins share this name. What is the jugular? The body human 400. The encephalon is another name for this organ. What is the brain? The body human 500. The carpus is the collective term for the 8 bones that make up this joint. What is the wrist? Well done in the category. Let's take Canada for 100. In 1953, a festival dedicated to his works began at Stratford, Ontario. Who is Shakespeare? Canada 200. As you would expect, London, Ontario lies on the banks of this river. What is the Thames? Canada 300. Three leaves from this tree adorn Ontario's provincial coat of arms. What's the maple? Canada 400. In 1885, the first league in this sport was formed at Kingston, Ontario. I have it between 2, but I will say what is baseball. It's the other one. Rats. I know it now. another one. Canada 500. St. Lawrence Islands National Park is located in mainland Ontario, and on many of these islands. What are the Thousand Islands? There we go. Alright, let's look at the categories again. Flowers 100, please. The first planting of this flower in Holland reportedly was at the University of Leiden in 1593. What is the tulip? Flowers for 200. This flower was discovered in Mexico in the 16th century, named for botanist Andreas Dahl. What is the dahlia? Flowers 300. The damask variety of this flower yields attar, an essential oil used in perfumes. I'll just say what's the rose. Correct. Flowers 400. Also called the yellow daisy, it's Maryland's state flower. Oh! Marty would know this one. Now he's gonna redneck spank me for missing this one. The black-eyed Susan. Flowers 500. It's the floral emblem of Japan's imperial family. What is the chrysanthemum? There we go. How about literary characters 100? This Steinbeck novel begins after Tom Joad is released from prison. What is The Grapes of Wrath? Literary characters for 200. The high-spirited Alexandria Bergson is the heroine of this author's Old Pioneers. Who is Willa Cather? Literary characters 300. The nickname of lawyer David Wilson in a Mark Twain novel. What is Pudd'nhead? Literary characters for 400. In a Jack London novel, he's the captain of the schooner Ghost. Wolf Larson. Hamlet describes this country as a prison. Something is rotten in it, too. What is Denmark? Theater 2. $4,000 in cash. John Dryden wrote a 1677 play, All for Love, in this kind of verse, also favored by Shakespeare. What is blank verse? Perhaps in response to the gloom of World War II, he wrote the light comedy Blithe Spirit in 6 days. Who is Noel Coward? Theater 400. Murder in the Cathedral premiered in this city where the play is set. I believe it's Canterbury, so that's what I'm going to go with. What is Canterbury? Yeah, Theater 500. Daily Double. What the hey? Let's do it. True Daily Double. All of it. This great Russian acting teacher played Satan in Gorky's 1902 play, The Lower Depths. Who is Stanislavski? Konstantin Stanislavski, yeah. Alex, the narrator of this author's of Clockwork Orange, is a vicious teen. Who is Ken Kesey? Oh, it's not Ken Kesey. Oh. He wrote One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. That's right. So who wrote A Clockwork Orange? I'm trying to remember. Who wrote A Clockwork Orange? Anthony Burgess. Oh, that's right. That just leaves state symbols. The state beverage of Mississippi, North Carolina, and Wisconsin. What is milk? Two. This state's emblem is a beehive. What is Utah? Three. The pecan is not the state nut. Is the state nut not of Georgia, but of this neighbor to the west? What is Alabama? What the heck? Since it said it, I'll sing it. Georgia, Georgia, Georgia. A bucking horse is the official insignia of this Rocky Mountain state. Have it between two. I'll just say what's Wyoming. It's the one. I'm thinking either that or Montana. Last clue. Connecticut chose this first nuclear-powered sub as its state ship in 1983. The USS Nautilus. Oh, okay. Double Jeopardy time. Let's go. Magazines 200. In names of magazines, it follows inside and precedes illustrated. What is sports? Magazines 4. This magazine's Geographica section reports on poisonous toads, killer bees, and other phenomena. National Geographic would be too obvious. Oh my god, it was the right one. Ugh. Magazine 6. Launched in 1934, it was the first magazine devoted exclusively to marriage, weddings, and honeymoons. What is that? One magazine I've probably never read. Brides magazine. Alright. Magazine's 800. If you're this and modern, you might like to read Young YM because that's what it stands for. What is Young Miss? Magazine's 1,000. Daily double. Let's just do 1,300. It's the International News Magazine of Book Publishing. Not a clue. Publishers Weekly. Oh well. Still have $10,000. Let's look at the other clues. Other categories. We have presidential relatives, transportation, U.S. geography, travel and tourism, and television. Presidential relatives 200. His son, John Adams II, was the only president's son married in the White House. Who is, I'll just say who is John Quincy Adams. Yep, John Quincy, correct. Presidential relatives for 400. James Monroe's son-in-law George Hay had prosecuted this former vice president for treason. Oh, derp. I know it. Aaron Burr, I knew it, but too late. This president's grandfather, Honey Fitz, was the mayor of Boston. Who is JFK? John F. Kennedy? Presidential relatives for 6. And 11 grand. This little southern girl sold lemonade to reporters during her father's 1976 campaign. Who is Amy Carter? Presidential relatives 1000. This murder mystery author's first name is Mary. Margaret is her middle name. Who is Truman? Bess Truman? Bess Truman, yeah. Let's look at the categories one more time, what we have left. I would like television for 200. The real first name of this MASH head nurse was Margaret. Who is Hot Lips Houlihan? Television 4. Nurse Daniel shot Dr. Peter White on this series set in a Boston hospital. What is St. Elsewhere? She played widowed nurse Julia Baker on Julia, who is Diane Carroll. Known as Mr. Worf, this comedian played Daddy Dearest to Richard Lewis. Who is Don Rickles? This comedy that debuted in 1965 was set in Stalin 13, a POW camp. What is Hogan's Heroes? Transportation 200. Traditionally, this one-wheel vehicle ridden by acrobats has no handlebars. What is a unicycle? Transportation for 400. Or U.S. Geography 200, I guess. The lowest point in the Western Hemisphere is this site at the foot of the Panamint Mountains. What is Death Valley? Transportation 400. Most of the more than 330,000 of these buses in the U.S. are a bright yellow orange. What are school buses? Transportation for 600. A heavy continuous sound a car might make, or a type of seat on the back of an old roadster. A rumble, alright. Transportation 800. In 1990, Eppo Newman became the first person to fly an ultralight aircraft across this ocean. What is the Atlantic? Transportation 1000. This plane dropped an atomic bomb on August 6, 1945. What is the Enola Gay? Alright! $18,200. Travel and tourism for 200. It's the main attraction in Pike National Forest. What is Pikes Peak? Look at all this cash I'm racking up. Travel and tourism for 4. The Seward Silver Salmon Derby is an annual summer event in this state. What's Alaska? Travel and tourism for 6. This New York City complex contains the GE Building and Radio City Music Hall. What is Rockefeller Center? The gravesite of Man-O-War is at the Lexington Horse Park in this state. What is Kentucky? This Central American country is bisected by the Trans-Andean Highway. What is Panama? This river forms part of Maryland's border with Virginia and West Virginia. What is the Potomac? Several land speed records have been set on this bear in a saline plane in northwestern Utah. What is the Bonneville Salt Flats? Named for a U.S. president, it's Florida's most populous city. What is Jacksonville? And Mike does not have a chance against me. $23,000. Let's look at that last clue. Will we find a daily double there? Nope. This island is the southernmost of New York City's 5 boroughs. Staten Island. So I have $23,000. Mike is $1,800. Final Jeopardy. Let's look at the Final Jeopardy category. I got this. What is Staten Island? Yep. So I'm going to win $46,000 this game. Let's find out how much I've won in 4 games. And I have a 4-game winnings total of $129,150. And I'll see you all for that next video.